Fam, what's good? It's Kyle Henderson of BamaInsider.com. Are you not entertained? Alabama now 5-0 on the season, 2-0 in SEC play. Let's get right to it. The great news is clearly Bryce Young's injury does not look significant, okay? Finishes the game 7-13, 173 yards, 1 touchdown. Was injured on the play where actually Drew Sanders, the former Alabama linebacker, was chasing him, fell on his shoulder. Doesn't look like it's too serious. That's the good news. The even better news is that Alabama has a quality backup quarterback. Yes, a lot of us knew this going into the season, but Jalen Milroe, what he displayed was quite simply incredible on Saturday against Arkansas. Why incredible, Kyle, do you ask? Well, did you see him run the football? What was it, 77 yards or something like that against Arkansas? The run was really something that I knew and I've been telling you guys about, that he's the fastest player on the team. The way that he was moving, I was surprised that he was caught actually just outside of the end zone because Jalen Milroe was flying, okay? Jalen Milroe clearly capable of leading this team when Bryce Young steps out, okay? He's the guy. Does he have a lot to work on? Of course, right? He's a redshirt freshman. But, 4 of 9, 65 yards. Rushing, he had 91 yards. Finishes out with 165 yards total. Speed kills, okay? We know this. Jahmyr Gibbs is the running back that we knew he was capable of being, but we finally saw that against Arkansas. 206 yards, 2 touchdowns. He had runs a 72 and 76, really put the game out of reach. In total, Alabama rushes for 317 yards in the game against Arkansas, right? Alabama now turns its head towards Texas A&M, 20-point favorite. That's rat poison. Let's talk about a couple of these freshmen before we get to the rat poison. Kobe Prentice, freshmen don't play at Alabama. Prentice had 92 yards, including a 47-yard touchdown, his first of his career. Isaiah Bond says what's up. 76 yards, along of 53 yards, right? Those two are freshmen. More great news. JoJo Earl, back in the mix, catches a touchdown, 22 yards, right? So it's good to see these younger guys stepping up in a big-time game. The punt returner, Kool-Aid JaQuincy McKinstry. This guy can do it, right? He just has a gift for punt returns. 77 yards. I think he still leads the country in total punt return yardage. When we look to more freshmen who contributed during Alabama's victory over Arkansas, let's point out Jaheim Oatis. The big man had 8 total tackles, even fell on KJ Jefferson one time. Nobody wants to be fallen on by anybody, but much less Jaheim Oatis. KJ Jefferson had to actually step out of the game, and KJ Jefferson is a big man, right? William Anderson, 7 tackles. Still voting for him for my Heisman Trophy campaign. Henry Toto, 10 tackles, and Jalen Moody, 8 tackles. 18 total tackles by Alabama's inside linebackers, right? DeMarco Hellams recovered a fumble. That was the first fumble for Alabama recovered this season. On the other side of the ball, Drew Sanders actually led Arkansas in tackles with 12 total tackles. Alabama held KJ Jefferson to 155 yards passing. Last year, I think Jefferson had about, 340 or something like that. Raheem Sanders for Arkansas had 107 yards. On the season, 26 points, the most points scored by a team against Alabama this year. Alabama scored 49 points, 21 in the fourth quarter. As you know, Jahmyr Gibbs put the game out of reach, 72-yard run, 76-yard run. Big plays at the right time, and Alabama continues to really improve. And I think one of the things that we saw, a couple of takeaways, the speed at the running back position. And I think it's clear we know they have a 1-2 punch. Jace McClellan is the power guy, and Gibbs is that speed guy. But when Gibbs gets loose, there's no one that's going to catch him. I thought that was really impressive. I'm glad to see some of these receivers stepping up for Bryce Young or Jalen Milroe. And I think going into this next game, Saban will provide an update on Monday on Bryce, and we'll continue to track that. But when you look to this receiving unit, it's freshmen that led the way. Again, Kobe Prentice, 92 yards. Isaiah Bond, 76 yards. Trayshawn Holden, 2 receptions for 14 yards. JoJo Earl, 1 reception for 22 yards. And then Jermaine Burton, 1 reception for 14 yards. Felt like there was some drops in this game. I felt like there was some missed opportunities from the quarterbacks in this game. So still a work in progress, but I liked what I saw from some of these younger wide receivers getting into the rotation. Alabama now takes on Texas A&M. Let me know what you think about that game in the comment box. A redemption game back at Bryant-Denny Stadium. Last year, Texas A&M took down Alabama. But this Alabama team continues to progress. I think all eyes will be on the availability of Bryce Young. Again, Nick Saban says that it doesn't seem like it's that serious, so we'll continue to keep you updated at BamaInsider.com. Alabama now 5-0 on the season, 2-0 in SEC play, now ranked number 1 again in the country. Reporting to you from Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Kyle Henderson of BamaInsider.com.